Welcome to one grumpy old man and his classics. This morning, I've got my mate Dick here. Have a look what we got today.
All my friends know the low rider. The low rider is a little higher.
Have a look at this beauty. A Renault Espace. When was the last time you saw one of these? Eh? Plastic fantastic.
31 years old.
Yeah, 31 years old, so I suppose it is a classic. Got a bit of a problem with the brakes though. They appear to have gone a bit spongy. Sorry, put your foot on the brake. It just sinks to the floor. But then if you pump it, I'm doing the throttle there as well. When you pump it, you get a bit of pedal back. So I'm not 100% sure if that's air in the brakes or whether it's a servo issue. But let's dig in and have a look. How many miles it done? 175,000 miles. Still going strong. Can we save it? Right, let's do this the old-fashioned way today. The old up-down method. So, right then, Dick. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Hold it down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Hold it down. Up. And down and hold it. Right, hold it there. Keep holding it. Okay.
Is there any air in there?
Well, there appears to have been quite a bit that came out.
What, air?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
But whether that's leaked, sometimes it can leak past the, when you put the pipe on. Right, up. Down. Up. Oh, wait a minute, I'm getting myself confused here. Are you up or down?
I'm up.
Up, right. So, down. Up, down. Okay, up. Well, that's interesting. It appears nothing came out the front at all. Yeah. So, let's put the dust cover back on there. Good measure. Okay then, Dick, can you down? Up. Down. Up. Down. Hold it. Okay. Right. You can go up now, Dick. Let me just lock this off. There we go. Just want to clean up the air with some brake fluid. There we go.
I'll try it.
Yeah, try it. See what the pedal feels like. That's the Espace fixed, I think. Not sure. I couldn't really understand it. I checked everything. Checked the servo, checked the master cylinder. There was no signs of leaks. The master cylinder is only 2 years old. It's got one new caliper on the front and it's got 2 new wheel cylinders on the back because it's got drum brakes. There is a compensator valve on the rear brakes, which I think is like the heavier the load you have in the vehicle, the more brake. I think it increases the braking ability. It's just like the pedal this morning when my mate Dick turned up. The pedal, you hold your foot on the pedal and it wouldn't sink right to the floor, but nearly. So I checked for leaks. All the flexes look good. Everything, the whole system looks good. I mean, it's an old car, you know, and as much as outwardly it looks a little bit tired, underneath it's fantastic. I can't believe the condition of it underneath. I've seen 10-year-old cars that are a lot worse underneath than that is, and it's amazing. So anyway, so I persevered, bled the brakes. The front brakes, we had no signs of air in the system on the front brakes, but on the rears it was horrendous. You know, to start with, I was doing it the traditional way, you know, down, up, down, up, down, up, all that sort of business. Sometimes I find that can work a lot better, especially on older car braking systems. But then in the end, I fired up my compressor and I sucked the fluid out of the vehicle, and it sucked just a horrendous amount of air, but only on the rear brakes, not the front. I know you have a split circuit between front and rear. I just couldn't understand how his brakes had gone from being very good, which he had done 2 years ago, to now having air in the system. I couldn't work it out. But anyway, I fully bled the whole system. The rears, I just kept on sucking fluid out with the compressor, with my this draper thing that you can pull fluid out and catch it in a container. So anyway, he said the brakes are better than they ever have been. So anyway, so off he's gone. We're going to just monitor it and see. But yeah, old Renault ESPACE. When was the last time you saw one of them? I mean, it's amazing, really. He's been to Scotland in it 4 times, done 175,000 miles, and it's still got a lot of life in it. It's just some of the parts are really hard to get. We looked on the internet while he was here. We checked out servos, master cylinder, that type of stuff. Stuff's getting hard to find for them, and it looks like it's because it's a diesel. The vacuum is drawn off as a pump-driven vacuum system to the servo. We thought maybe there was issues with that. Anyway, so it looks like it just needed bleeding, but how it's got air in the system, don't know. So anyway, what's next? Should be doing the Alpha, really. I want to get that done and get it out of the way, because I do have another project car coming. Doesn't belong to me. It actually belongs to my mate Dick, who I've just been working on his ESPACE. So it's a car that I've been helping him with on and off for a long time, and we've had to put another engine in it because the one that was seized. It's a lovely old car. I'm not gonna go into too much. I want to get the Alpha out of the way, and then I can reveal what the next project car is. But anyway, for now, I've got some more work on the E28 to do. I really got to get the rear beam bushes changed. So that'll be the next bit of video. So anyway, I'll see you probably in a few seconds, as everyone says. But it's probably going to be next week before I actually do it. Anyway. Morning. Rear beam bushes today. I'm probably doing it a little bit unconventional. You can get a tool for these. I'm a little bit too tight by the tool. So if I take it a bit further, we can have a look exactly what I'm talking about. So in here, so this is part of the rear axle, if you want to call it. It's like a beam that carries the diff and the suspension arms. So you've got one each side, quite a big bush. There is an official tool you can get. It's very, very expensive. You can get some copy type bush removers. How good they are, I don't know. So I've got my own method of getting them out. I've done them before, but I'm not going to be reusing genuine bushes. I've gone for poly bushes, used them in the past, and of course they're so much easier to reassemble because it's a two-part thing. So first of all, there's a bolt goes from under the seat all the way through to here. Then you've got this sort of little arm that goes across that needs coming off. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to I'll do that first. And for my friend Ken, he did tell me off the other week because I did jack the car up and get underneath and do that quick exhaust repair, but I didn't use any axle stands. So I've got one down there and I've got one currently there, which I'll have to move once I've got the car securely jacked because I need the movement of the axle. So I'm going to use that axle stand there that's on the chassis rail down near the front because there's no chassis rails at the rear. And I'm going to use the jack once I've got this bolt out and this like trailing arm sort of affair off. Then I'll jack up as well with my trolley jack with a piece of wood just to spread the weight as a bit of extra security because I need to remove that one from under the axle. So I'll get on and do that. Just before I start, I don't know if you can see, if that's going to pick it up. This one's got a bit of a bend in it, so it looks like it's been jacked up on that in the past. But the one on the other side, I don't know if you can see that, but that one is really bent. So I think when these are off, I'll give them a straighten because that's not right. That's been jacked up on in the past as well. So I'm not laying down on the job. I'm just on my my special mat. This has taken me all morning just to get this bolt out. So there's a bolt that passes through there, and it's on a spline in there, very fine spline, not a coarse one. It goes all the way through and comes out through this bush here, and then there's like a sort of a trailing arm affair that bolts to the bottom of it, bolts to the chassis. It's taken me all morning just to get one bolt out, and I've had a right mare with it. So the next thing to do, I'm going to cut this bush out. I know there's a tool for it, etc, etc, but it's expensive. You can get, you know, pattern ones, I suppose, if you want to call them that, but I'm just going to do it the way I've done it before. I'm going to cut the centre section out with my reciprocating saw, and then I'm just going to very, very gently just cut the wall, the wall of the bush, so it releases a bit of pressure, and then I can pop it out. I'll try and video some of it, maybe time lapse it. Let's see how that goes. Let's see how this is going to work then, shall we? Not going as easy as I thought it was going to go. I think I'm going to try a coarser blade, I think. we go. That's the inner part of the bush out. Now it's just a case of very carefully going through the just the outer skin very carefully, and just enough to take the pressure off, and I can get that out, and then be able to put the new bush in. So I'm just gonna do a bit of investigative work on this a minute. And then there we go. That's a big old thing, isn't it? Look at the size of that. So just split the casing just in, so you probably can't see it. So by cutting up, I don't know if we can see it. No, I can't see it, but basically what I've done, I slit the metal casing of the bush, which released it enough for me to get it out. So next thing to do is clean all this up. Got a bit of repair work up underneath, because it's crazy. They've double skinned it and it goes round where the bolt comes through, but it's not actually structural. So I'm going to have a look at that, clean it up, and do a repair on that. So I'll do that repair first, and then we'll come back and we'll fit the bush. What's the time? It's about 2 o'clock. I ain't going to get the second one done. If I'm going to have as much trouble with that bolt as I did this bolt, could be a job for tomorrow. Anyway, let's see. It might seem a bit of a faff the way I've done it, but that's how I've done it before, and it went reasonably well last time. I had a few issues, especially with that bolt, but anyway, so it's out and cleaned up. So basically what you get per side is 2 of these. So these are the Powerflex bushes. They're in 2 parts, and you get the shaft that goes up the middle of them. Quite straightforward to fit. Obviously, as you can see, there's a groove either side, and just on here there's a little indentation front and back, same the other side. That's when you put a genuine bush in, it's like there's a certain way to put it in. So it's these are quite straightforward to do, really quick and easy. That's it. And then the shaft goes up through the middle. Before I do that, I'm just going to make sure I'm putting some copperies down the shaft. Just going to make sure. Just running the bolt down through the middle. That nice and greased up. Just wipe the surplus off the top edge. And then you just push that up in there. He says. It'll pull up anyway once I do the bolt up. That'll all pull together. Just clean that up. That's the only downside, is the colour. But, you know, doesn't really matter, I suppose. There we go. It's flush now. And once I do it up, it'll all pull together anyway. So, let's reassemble. Just gone in there, done a bit of maintenance with some wax oil spray just to protect those areas and underneath where I've repaired it. You can see if I can do it. There we go. See, I've now got to align the beam with that hole through there. Don't know if you can see the splines there. Very fine splines, but you can see where I had to heat the head out of that bolt to get it to release. And there's not a lot of, the spline depth isn't massive, but it, by God, was it proper in there. So I'll treat that area that's burnt, the paintwork, with some grey primer, I think, just to tidy it up. Not you'll ever see it. So let's see if we can get the bolt lined up. You can see I've just put the bolt through. It's not quite lined up yet. I need to move the axle forward a bit. The only trouble is I've got it supported on this jack. The car's supported on an axle stand and my trolley jack for extra security. But I need to get this whole beam forward a little bit. So I can't release that, because then it'll be down to, it'll probably drop a bit, and I want it to stay at that height. So I'm just going to see if I can push it with my foot, see if it'll, there we go. So I should be able to start jacking this up, and it will all start to line up, I hope. Just a little bit more. Let's have a look, see what angle the bolt's sitting at. Can we see it? Okay. Yeah, it's looking pretty straight. I'm just going to stop filming here just so I can observe, make sure the bolt lines up with the splines. Just buttoning the last bit up now. Just tighten this. I've put plenty of copper slip in case any future repairs need to be done. I'm just going to make sure that this fully pulls down on its splines. It took me a bit of a while to actually line them up, but this is going to be, not sure what the torque setting is on this. I think it's this one. Yeah, a bit more here. I think it's still pulling down a bit. It will only go so far and then it'll stop. You'll feel that resistance just there. Okay, I will double check to see what the torque is meant to be on that, but that has gone up perfectly. That's all done now. So then I've got the two 1/2-inch bolts just to do here. I did straighten this best I could. It looks a lot better than it did before I took it off this morning. So I call them, well, they're not trailing arms, they're just location arms, if you want to call it that. Just stops the beam from moving, I suppose. I don't know their real name. Maybe I should look it up, shouldn't I? not too tight on these because they go into the floor and they're in captive nuts. So once they're torqued like that, there we go. That side's done, and it's on to the next side. Well, that was quite an exhausting day today. Let's have a look. See what the jolly old clock says. I don't know if you can see it from there. Nearly 4 o'clock. Started this about 9 o'clock this morning. So that's taken me all day to do one side. But I've got the time, you know. It's not like I've had to take a day off work or anything to do this, you know. I'm retired. I can do these things at my leisure. If I'd have had the correct tool, would it have been quicker and easier? I don't know, because that bolt took me probably 3/4 of all that time to get out. So this is the remnants of the bush. All these tools to do that job. So anyway, there's the old bush. You saw me cut that centre bit out, and then you can see I've just sliced the casing down that one side, not all the way through, but just enough to release the tension of the bush, and I was able to chisel down on this flat and get it out. So that can go in the bin. So that's one bush down, one to go. Even though it wasn't a failure on the MOT, it was an advisory that there was play in that bush. So, you know, I don't like advisories. I mean, it would have probably gone through again next year as an advisory, but that's not how I roll. I like things to be perfect, well, as best as I can. So there was 2 advisories, those bushes, and I believe there was a brake pipe that was rubbing on a clamp. So I need to look at that after I've done the next bush, which will be tomorrow. So let's do the struggle again tomorrow. Back on it this morning. Time to get that bush removed. Might be a bit of wind noise, sorry about that. I haven't got my microphone on yet. Am I going to have as much fun getting that pin or the bolt out as I did on the other side yesterday? Anyway, so I've got myself all prepared. Axle stands and some blocks of wood just in case. Just taking plenty of precautions because I will be having to give that beat on that quite a bit, I think. But I've taken this off, like I said yesterday about the other side. This is like a to stop the axle moving, I suppose. Goes on there, if you can see it. This bar, and you can see in the past where it's been, someone's jacked up on this, because I don't know if you can see this. Difficult to see on camera, but you can see it's all bent there. If I just turn it a bit, see how it's like that should be flat all the way across there, and then it's all bent up. So when it's on the car bolted up, it's all twisted. So I'll straighten that before it goes back on. But I have soaked the bolt from above overnight. Probably hasn't done anything. So let's see. That's it for another video. BMW's finished, put back together. Both bushes have been replaced. Took me 2 days in total. It was quite a challenge. Both them pins took an enormous amount of time to remove. So like, subscribe, click the notification bell for upcoming videos. Leave me a message, give me a thumbs up. See you in the next one. Bye.